Lize van Zyl and her husband Kwesi are the founders of AgriDwala. As farmers, they were part of one of the biggest success stories in land reform in South Africa. They also established a big orphanage on their farm near Napier in the Western Cape. A warm welcome to Lize van Zyl.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is such a privilege to be here tonight and to share our story with you. Where did it all start? In the year 1994, one person gave us an opportunity in life that empowered us. We were two penniless students. We didn't have anything on our name to become commercial farmers. We were only 23 years old. We had no assets. We only had each other and faith. In 2005, we became the living proof of what you can read there at the bottom. Your heart nurtured the seed of someone else's potential. If it wasn't for one person, Umkeli Otto, who gave us the opportunity to buy a commercial farm from him, with him lending us the money, we wouldn't have been farmers today. And that ignites this in our heart, that in each of us lies the miracle of someone else. In 2005, it's 10 years later because we acquired the farm in 2004, and then in 1994, sorry for that. We started farming in 1995, and then in 2005, in 10 years' time, we were successful commercial farmers. And that all thanks to one person that believed in us and gave us an opportunity. By that time, we felt God calling us to pay it forward. We were content with the farms that we bought and the assets that we had. It was more than enough for us to farm sustainable. The first few years, of course, was difficult. We overcame a lot of obstacles. We had a break-in. We even managed to land on the front page of the report in 1998 when some kids just caused havoc on the farm. And with all that, and in that process, we also learned the value of forgiveness. So we were ready to start the AgriDwala project. In 2006 is the year that AgriDwala was established. It was established by my husband and a friend of his, Piet Blom. And they started out with 29 beneficiaries. They were all farm workers, our farm workers, as well as people from the community, people that love farming. We had our challenges back then. When we started with AgriDwala, people told us, that's not going to work. You can't farm with these people. And today, 18 years later, AgriDwala actually proved them wrong. In the beginning, we had neighbors that would close a road to the farm that we bought for AgriDwala. There was a lot of other challenges, but I prefer not to focus on them. In 2009, the wonderful thing that happened is that we got the opportunity to help AgriDwala with an LRAT grant to buy their first farm. In that, at that stage, that was still you can buy the farm and then you get carton transport, your title deed. And that was wonderful for them to be the proud owners of their own piece of land. 2010 came and they bought another farm, Karsrivier, with the help of Pioneer Foods. Today they are PepsiCo. On that farm was a beautiful farmhouse. And we started with the women of the project, a guest house. And today that is actually a very sought after wedding venue and accommodation, self-catering accommodation. And they are managing it all by themselves. I used to help them and mentor them, just like Kwesi is mentoring the farming side of the business. But they actually don't need me anymore. They just like the idea of having me around. Yeah, there is the beautiful guest farm. It's the most beautiful place to have a wedding. So if anyone's looking for a wedding venue, come and visit us. We are extremely proud of the achievements of AgriDwala. I'm just going to name them quickly. In 2011, they won the National New Entrant of Commercial Farming Award. 2013, they won the Western Cape Canola Block Competition for the highest yield. And in 2014, the Commercial Cattle Farmer Award. So that is some of the achievements. Today, they are commercial farmers in own right. They own their own land, their own agricultural equipment. They have the guest house, and they are extremely proud of who they become. In 2016, Kwesi and Piet still had a 30% shareholding in the company of AgriDwala. And Kwesi always told them, in 10 years' time, you will be commercial farmers. That is my goal. And in 10 years' time, we had a big function that evening, and they actually bought out Kwesi and Piet. So that was an amazing moment for us. We have challenges. I'm going to put them up there quickly. The normal ones that you have in farming is expanding. It's difficult to buy new farms. It's difficult to manage sometimes the members. The seasonal prices of commodities is always difficult. And then, of course, the climate changes, especially the extreme weather that we have the past 2 years in the Cape. And I would like to conclude on AgriDwala. Dwala means rock in Xhosa. And it shows us, AgriDwala shows us transformation can be successful in South Africa. In Isaiah 61, verse 3, so they will be called oaks of righteousness, a planting of the Lord for the display of his splendor. That was actually a prophetic word given to AgriDwala in 2008 in Zimbabwe. Okay. I'm going to play with this one. I'm just going to play the video, and it's going to explain everything about the Kingdom Ambassadors project.
Ek is Lize van Zyl, ek het groot geword in Grafreinet in die Karoo. Ek het daar skool gegaan tot matriek en is van daar af Stellenbosch toe waar ek my man Kosie ontmoet het. Ek het onderwys geswat, 4 jaar klaar geswat en die einde van daai jaar is ek en Kosie getroud en ons het ons kom vestig op Ansies Kloof, ons plaas naby 'n pier. Ek en Kosie deel ons liefde vir mense en vir kinders en ons het die voorreg gehad om ons plaas wat ons vandag op boer te kry deur 'n geleentheid wat iemand vir ons gegee het en dit is hoekom ons besluit het dat ons wil graag vir ander mense ook geleenthede gee. Einde 2014 is 'n babatjie gebore. Die maatskaplike werksters het my gekontak omdat die baba se boetie reeds by my in pleegsorg was en daardie tyd was my kinders almal reeds groot en ons het besluit dat ons vir hierdie kind 'n geleentheid gaan gee. En ek het weer van voor af begin kind grootmaak. Met die wat ons vir James ingeneem het, het ons besef die nood daar buite en dat daar regtig nie plekke is vir hierdie kinders om heen te gaan nie. En toe het ons 'n ou plaashuis op die plaas omskep in 'n plek van veiligheid. En ons was die Vrydag by die maatskaplike werkster. Ek het sommer 'n bietjie met haar gesels oor die moontlikheid van kan ons help. In die gemeenskap is daar kinders wat huisvesting kort. En maandag het ons ons eerste 4 kinders ingeneem. 4 kinders wat tog vandag by ons is. En wat gegaan het van klein kindertjies na pragtige tieners nou. En so het die Kingdom Ambassadors projek ontstaan.
Of the son of the African sun, we're children of the African sun, of the African sun, of the African sun. We're children of the African sun, of the African sun.
Vandag 7 jaar later het ons 5 fosterhuise wat in 'n foster cluster care scheme gesit is en ons versorg 33 kinders. Dan het ons 'n skooltjie begin want ons het besef ons kinders het omdat hulle blootgestel is aan soveel trauma in hulle lewe, het almal van hulle gesukkel om te leer. So ons het met alternatiewe metodes begin eksperimenteer en ons het ons eie skool staan gemaak wat eintlik maar tuiskoolonderrig gebaseer is. Ons maak gebruik van impak, hoofsaaklik van graad 4 af en dan gebruik ons wolkskool by ons graad 1 tot 3's. En ons het gevind dat kinders regtig akademies so goed vorder, omdat ons klassies klein is, ons het nie meer as 10 per onderwyser nie. So die kinders kry ontsettend baie aandag. Beide het ons begin programme aanbied, soos 'n musiekprogram waar die kinders leer gitaar speel en hulle leer praise and worship en hulle sing. Dan het ons ook 'n skaakprogram. Ons kinders is ongelooflik goed in skaak. Ons het vir jaar van ons kinders na die Weskaap kampioenskappe toegeneem. Ons het gevind dat die skaak vir die kinders purpose gee. Dit leer ons kinders konsentreer, so ons fokus ernstig op dit. En dan het ons perdry wat ook van die kinders bietjie help met selfvertroue en met daai band wat jy kry met 'n perd of 'n dier. So daar's 'n klomp kinders wat baie baat vind by dit. Ons gemeenskap is tipies platteland. Daar's heelwat werkloosheid. Ons sukkel met bendes, ons sukkel met gesinsgeweld. Dwelms en alkoholmisbruik is aan die orde van die dag. So dis baie tipies van 'n plattelandse gemeenskap wat swaar kry. En vir hulle is daar, omdat die dorpie klein is, daar's nie 'n toekomsvisie vir ons jong mense nie. So dit is hoekom dit nodig is dat ons ingryp en daar waar ouers nie kan bykom nie, dat ons dan die ouers help en ingryp en die kinders help om weer te glo dat daar vir hulle ook 'n plek in die son is en dat hulle ook iets met hulle lewe kan doen.
The children of the African sun, of the African sun, of the African sun. The children of the African sun, of the African sun, of the African sun. The children of the African sun, of the African sun, of the African sun. Children of vukaditate amapopawam ndiami.
Yeah, I can see that you enjoyed the presentation. It's not always that easy. It looks beautiful and it looks so easy and so good and everything is perfect, but we have our challenges. One of them is funding. It's very difficult to get funding to look after children in the rural area. We have a dysfunctional Department of Social Development. It's not working. We have a lot of trouble with them, and but we are trying, and we are trying harder. We actually got to the realization that the foster cluster care scheme is not the solution for the problems in Napier, the community. We have gangsters, we have teenage pregnancies, everything you can think of that's going wrong at this moment is going wrong on the streets of Napier. And we actually realize we need to do something else. So we are planning and dreaming and in the process of opening a school, a private or an independent Christian school that will run from birth up to grade 12 with the promise of a college after grade 12. We are looking at different models at the moment. Our school will be called Kingdom College because that is the name that God gave us. And we believe with that, if we can give the children a proper education, then we won't need foster homes in 10 years' time. I can carry on and even establish 20 foster homes, but we are not solving the problem. So this is then what I will conclude with is that quote from Nelson Mandela, that education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. And that is what we are planning to do. Thank you very much.